All right, getting back on trail again. This time I'm on the Uwharrie Trail. It is almost a 40-mile trail. It's not connected, so there's gonna be a little bit of road walk. I'm starting at the Tot Hill Farm Trailhead, and the trail up here will be called the Birkhead Mountain Trail. I'll do a road walk and then end up in the Uwharrie National Forest, where I will hit the Uwharrie Trail. All right, a water crossing. I'm liking the start of this trail. I'm not too far in, maybe a tenth of a mile or two, but you got this stream and you can hear the water. I always love cascades and waterfalls. Cool. A little more than a mile in and made it to the top of Cooler's Knob. In the 60s, a scout leader, Joe Moffett, wanted a trail so the scouts could hike 50 miles. So he worked with other folks and landowners, and over time was able to have a 40-mile trail, the Uwharrie Trail, and there are numbered campsites along the trail, and those campsites were either built or in part built by scouts. I think Eagle projects for some of them. Over time, as I mentioned, the trail wasn't used as much, but also the properties changed ownership, and perhaps the new owners didn't want people crossing or whatnot. And there's an effort underway now to try to to reconnect them. I got this cool tree. Let's see if I can zoom in. It forms a circle. Here's some more of those cool rock formations. We are coming up on Camp 5. What's crazy is there's just so many blowdowns. The wind is picking up. To continue on to get to the road walk for the historical or the Grand Uwharrie Trail, we need to go that way. But what I think I'm going to do is check out the Birkhead Trail. Another marker. Bingham's Graveyard, Camp 6. Here's Camp 6. This part of the trail looks like it doesn't get as much use as the other part where I turned off. All right, the trail just came out there, and I'm guessing I'm going to have to do a water crossing. So we're going to have to bushwhack a little. I'm guessing. There's a blaze. Check out that stone wall. Just goes and goes. Trail is definitely more primitive on this side of the river. Trying to find the end of the Birkhead Mountain Trail and came across this creek. All right, made it to the end of the Birkhead Mountain Trail. A little bit of a climb up from the stream right there. Also, I didn't see any white blazes on this side from, I don't know, maybe the last 0.2 of a mile. And but it does border up against property, private property, and there are more signs than I've ever seen. Hopefully people aren't abusing it and staying off. But you can see end of the Birkhead Mountain Trail. There's a road there. Be nice if someday some agreement can be made, but for now it's not. This is the last marker that I saw for the Birkhead Mountain Trail. You cross this little stream. Got this cool tree. Back at the river. We're just gonna walk across. We'll get our feet wet. It's now 4:30 and I'm heading towards the trailhead, which would end my trails here in the Birkhead Wilderness. And I'm trying to figure out, do I want to hike all the way there and then do the road walk and then get into Uwharrie, or stop short here? Now that we have extra daylight, I'm leaning towards doing the road walk. I really don't want to stop so soon here. It's really cool just to be walking along the trail and then come across these old walls. Look at the size of these rocks here. Like a bunch of them. I made it to the Robbins Branch Trailhead, and it's a little after 5. I don't feel like stopping just yet, so I think I'm going to push on and do the road walk. All right, on the road walk. I looked up on Google Maps. I had service, so I decided to see how far it is. And it says it's 3.3 miles to the trailhead. Looking at the dates on some of these graves, this is an old cemetery. Christine Thornburg, born 1852 and still hasn't died. Fancy. Huh. Private property. Hunting, fishing, trapping, or trespassing for any purpose is strictly forbidden. Well, you can't do it right there, but if you just move right here, you're good. This is what I wanted to see. Road walk is done. According to Gaia, the trail goes a little bit further up here. So it is part of the trail, but it just only a short section. Do I do it or do I not do it? All right, we're doing it. Interesting. Well, it looks like I made it to the end of the Uwharrie Trail. There's no blazes on this side, so I was just using the Gaia app and tracking where I am on it. But it's neat to say I did the whole Uwharrie Trail, at least what's available right now. Now, time to go find a campsite. It appears in this old part of the trail that the rocks were lined up to kind of show you the path. So these lines are like those right there, or even behind that formation up like right over there. Right, Uwharrie Trail. How many trees are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 maybe. More rocks surrounding trees, rocks in between trees, rocks everywhere. So I have a dilemma. I did make it to Uwharrie. I was worried about doing that road walk and getting here before dark, so successful there. But now I'm in here, I can try to find a place to camp, or there's a camp 7 in about 2.5 miles, and it's going to get dark here in about 30 minutes, which it's fine. I just worry about there being people at the camp. So I'm trying to figure out, do I want to push on to it and then find it occupied, or do I just find a place around here? Check this out. More rocks. Never know what you'll find out here. Definitely will find more rocks. It's fungi on a stick. Look at this. Love it. Got all the branches and moss and rocks. Found an area with a little bit of flat space and get to see the sunset, which is pretty cool. So this is home for the night. Good morning from camp somewhere on the trail. It's always good when you wake up and you're not under a widowmaker. Morning again. I'm up and moving, and I figured I would show a little bit of where I am before I pack up and move on. Got my coffee, so a little bit more energy. But there's a setup from last night. It was cozy and warmer than I expected, so I was pretty good. All right, back on the trail. Most mornings when I'm camping, I'll get up pretty early, just naturally, and get moving. But today I decided to take it easy and stay in camp a little longer. What's this side? 28. That's pretty interesting. It's like it's got a mouth. Here's another one of those signs. The other one was 28. I'm guessing I have 27 miles to go. This trail is pretty well marked. Other than the 2 sections that, the extra that I did, the Birkhead Trail, where you turn off to continue the Uwharrie Trail. I went on to the end, and when I got to the trailhead last night, there's a 0.2 section of Uwharrie Trail. Everything else has been marked. Also, the last few trails that I've done, I was fortunate to have the Far Out app, and on that I could look ahead at possible campsites, water sources, things like that, and the map will tell me how far away it is for me. And based on recommendations on the Uwharrie Trailblazers Club, I'm using the Gaia app, and it has distances in between points, and so I have to add up the distances, and I decided just not to worry about that unless I just need water soon, and then I'll do it to a water source. Yep, 7.3 miles. Wow, this one's pretty nice. Oh, there's the plaque. I know they have a annual race, I believe it's in February, the Uwharrie Trail Run, and I think it has 8, 20, and 40 mile distances. My girlfriend has run it several times. I think she's only done the 20, and she's done quite well in it, but claims her trail running days are over. Well, I'm walking the trail, I'm not running it. More power to the folks that can do those long distances. It's pretty impressive and honestly motivating. To me, I'm okay not doing it. Right now, I'm on the top of King Mountain, 1,020 feet, and King Mountain is in the bag. Okay, that was goofy. First time I ever did that, but it's fun watching Fortune do that. I think to really be like Fortune, I had to have like a gravelly in the bag, like in the bag. Okay, that still looks goofy, but you get the idea. He's a pro, no one should try to copy it. And in case you're wondering, are there rocks? Heck yeah, there's rocks. I think I said earlier that there are no waterfalls on the Uwharrie Trail, and I was wrong. Check this guy out. Also, what is this big piece of metal? Some kissing trees. I talk a lot about the rocks, and there are a lot, and I like them. But some areas are like this, where you get a lot of pine straw, and it's very nice and soft. We were at the Joe Moffett Trailhead. At the top of Little Long Mountain, and you have Eagle's Nest Shelter. And this is, I just don't even know how to describe it. Awesome day. Got blue skies, and you can see far out in the distance. Let's go over here and I'll show you. See all the mountains. No way, there's a privy here with a view. Check this out. Every forest seems to have a tree like this. This is cool. First time I've seen like rock cliffs, I guess you'd say. Well, I've talked about how much I like the water. Now I get to go in it. And it feels good. I dip my hat in and whew, it's nice and refreshing. Camp 8B. Do you see it? Do not look into its eye. All right, jumping off rock. Uwharrie Trail. A little bit more road walking instead of following the Uwharrie Trail. Looks like there's a little trail up here to see jumping off rock. I'm not really sure what it is, but it's not too far, so we'll check it out. And that is cool. According to Gaia, that says it's the old Uwharrie Trail. I'm not sure what that means. I mean, maybe it's the obvious. Made it to Jumping Off Rock Trailhead and decided to take a break, have lunch. It's a pretty nice trailhead. A lot of room for parking. I've done about 7.5 miles today. I think I'm gonna try for about 12 more, just so tomorrow's not gonna be a long day. But I'll sit here for a little while, finish lunch, and then spot for trash too, which is kind of nice, and then head on down the trail. Rocky switchbacks. 20 miles to go. All right. I've made it to the top of Horse Mountain. The trail goes right next to it, and the peak is on forest land, so I decided to check it out. Not much up here. Man, Safe show today. It's pretty hot, and I guess I'm not used to it. It's in the 70s, so it's not terribly hot, but walking in the sun, definitely need to be drinking water. I found the stream, decided to take a break, and it's shaded and a little bit of breeze too, so it's a win. So we're gonna hang out here for a little bit and then continue on. This is the bent tree section of the forest, the Arches Forest. I can't believe my eyes. A bridge on the Uwharrie Trail. What's this? 2 bridges back to back? It's the famous Crystal's Place. Yeah, man, we're gonna check that out. Crystal's Place. Wow. Man, that fire pit's no joke. Picnic tables. Oh, look at those shutters. Fancy. Plenty of water. Very cool. Just leaving Crystal's Place. It's a very cool shelter. I would stay there if the time was right, but have about another hour of hiking. I'm trying to get under 10 miles to finish up tomorrow, just so I can get on the road at a decent time. Yates Place Camp, 1/2 mile. Well, it's the Uwharrie Trail for me. The fire got that one. That one's melted. Also, these reflectors someone put on it, I imagine those are pretty cool at night. I filled up all my water, even my CNOC bag, about 2 miles ago. I didn't see this creek on the map. Oh well, I have water. All right, made it to the 8-mile mark. And I think that'll be it for today. So I found a campsite for the night. I hit my goals. I was trying to get under 10 miles left to go before the for the end of the trail, because I didn't want to have to hike too far tomorrow to get out. I found a campsite that it's still daylight. It's pretty flat, and I'm also going to get the sunset. It's pretty cool. So I don't remember the last time that I've actually had dinner before dark, except for last year on the AT when we stopped earlier. But overall today, got a lot of miles in. I did get pretty tired. The last 5 or 6 miles were tough, and getting some hot spots on my feet. So I'm gonna have to take care of those tonight and hope tomorrow's better. I figured I might as well show the setup I've been using. I have a tarp, and I got this bivvy, and the weather's been so nice that I've just used the bivvy, which is kind of cool to look up at the stars at night. The birds are out singing this morning. I've been sitting here just listening to them, having my coffee. Here, listen for a second. Pretty nice. It's all right, back on the trail. It's about 8:20, so a little bit earlier start this morning, and I'm really liking these cooler temperatures. That guy, he just snapped right in half way up there. I just passed the campsite that I was thinking about going to last night as one of my options. I decided against it because I was worried someone might be there, and there was. Don't want to walk in on a campsite and there's so many options out here when someone's there, so I stopped short. I was good. I was tired. It's crazy how the forest changes so quickly. Just a few moments ago, I was in that area with tall trees, and everywhere you looked, and now it's some smaller trees, and they're all twisty and you hear of pointless up and downs. Here's a pointless river crossing. We really just crossed, I don't know, like 100 yards over there just to come back and cross again. So yesterday at the end of the hike, my feet were hurting a little bit, and I thought I had some hot spots. When I took my socks and shoes off, I had a little blister on each foot, and I'm not sure what it is because I'm wearing the same socks I usually wear. I did switch out my shoes. It's the same brand of shoes, but the other ones were falling apart, and these, same model, same year, they have about 100 miles on them. I don't know if they're just a little different. Nice campsites here by the river. Ooh, and a cool crossing. This morning I'm really enjoying all the water crossings, and as long as it's not cold, I think they're quite fun. I was thinking about the trail race they have in February here, and I think it's on this trail, And if it is, and you have to cross that water and get your feet wet when it's potentially in the 20s or 30s, that could be, let's just say it'd wake you up. 5 miles to go, and I'm hitting some of the thickest forests I've seen. Just was crossing a campsite there, and there were 4 guys from, where were they from? From Maryland, and had a chat with them. But evidently, they came out here to camp. Sounds like they do several trips, but one of them had a bottle of bourbon, and he looked rough. He asked me if I had any ibuprofen, which I did, and gave to him. Occasionally I come across places that have like these depressions like this, holes. I see ditches, but the holes like that, I wonder what causes those. All right, we got some crazy blowdowns right here. Let's see if I can navigate around it. Man, made it. In case you were wondering, that thing was so puny, why didn't you just move it? I did. I went back and hiking up to the top of Condensed Mountain. I've been going up for a little while, and I was thinking as I turned the last corner, might be near the top. But you can see it gets even higher. There aren't many miles left to go on the trail. And Condensed Mountain here is just to let you know, a short day. It's not gonna be easy. I think this is the steepest, sustained steepest part of the trail I've hiked on. And man, it's making me work. It is pretty. Made it to the top of Condensed Mountain, and there really aren't any views. You can kind of see through the trees, since the leaves aren't there yet, some of the peaks of the other mountains off in the distance, which is cool. Let's hang in there, knees. You can do this. This is the day of water crossings. A sneaky little climb here. Just past 3 miles. So not too far to go. Yeah, man, this is, try to get my body up this hill. All right, there we go. I thought I was gonna switch back and go up again. Phew, wasn't too bad. This section is definitely a lot more up and downs. They're not long, but they're short. Two miles to go. Just got passed by another runner. It's a good day for it. Uwharrie Trail is done. I'm gonna stop filming so I don't these people. All right, just finished the Uwharrie Trail. The mile marker near where I camped last night said it was 8 miles, but it was really only 7.5 on the trail, so at least according to my Garmin. But it was fun. I was hoping there'd be like a mile 0 sign to get a picture, but I didn't see one. So I'm gonna change up and then head into Troy and see if I can find something to eat. The Uwharrie Trail. Since finishing the trail, I've been trying to find a place so I can get a burger and a beer, and it's so far it's not so easy. I should mention it's Easter Sunday, which makes sense. A lot of, I'm trying to hit local places and not a chain restaurant, and of course these people that own them, they should take off if they want, and that's cool. My next stop is in Sanford, and hopefully there's something open there.